আচ্ছা খাওয়া করলেন?
না
চলেন চলেন খাওয়া করুন না, চলেন চলেন তো চলেন চলেন না, থাকবেন বই করে ব্যাগটা রাখবেন, আমার ব্যাগ থাকবে কেন
থাকবে।
Sir, first of all, I would like to pay my homage to the great leader of my party, Salar Millat. Because of his great hard work, our party has been regularly represented in this August House. And I would also like to thank the constituents of my constituency for reposing faith in us. So on this historic occasion, I like to bring to the notice of the August House that 15 Lok Sabha elections have taken place. And the biggest concern and the grievance of the Muslim community is that in the 15 Lok Sabha elections that have been held, only 471 Muslims have been elected to this August House. Whereas according to their population, 908 members should have been elected. This is a deficit of nearly 48%, sir. It's a huge deficit. This is a real cause of concern for those parties who at the drop of the hat claim to be the saviors of minorities. Muslims have been, and this is the main reason, sir, for Muslims being socially, educationally and economically backward, sir. And because of, in 1947, sir, we stayed back. Why? Because this is our country. And also because of our faith in parliamentary democracy. But what have we exercised, what have we got? And if you see, sir, if you see the data also, the only socio-religious community which exercises the highest number of votes are the Muslims. Not less than 70 to 80% of Muslims in each every election of state and parliament they got exercise of vote. But what is the result? Are we getting proper distributive justice? No, sir. We are not getting proper distributive justice. I feel, and I am of the strong opinion, that the time has come for this country to strongly debate whether we should still continue with this first past the post system or whether we should adopt proportional representative system. I am of the opinion that time is now ripe for this country so that the weaker sections, the oppressed community, the minorities can get adequate representation only by adopting proportional representation system, sir. Sir, if we are not represented in legislatures, in parliament, then this representative deficit will continue. And this gap which is there, this vacuum will be filled by whom? By those fringe elements who do not believe in parliamentary democracy. Let me be honest in saying, sir, that 60 years have not healed our pain. 60 years have not healed our pain. It has only dried our tears. I want to give you an example, sir. There are 118 Lok Sabha seats in Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Maharashtra. In 118 Lok Sabha seats, there is only one Muslim who is representing 118 seats. This is what you call participatory democracy. We talk about adopting economics of inclusive economics. But what about politics? Why don't we do the debate about inclusive parliamentary democracy, sir? Second important point, sir. On this historic occasion, I would like to request you to the government that let there be an institutionalized dialogue between leader of the house and the leader of opposition. Like every Tuesday, sir. Every Tuesday, the Westminster parliamentary system, that the Prime Minister meets the Queen. Let the leader of the House meet the opposition leader so that the outstanding or pending agenda can be completed. The third point, sir, is about what Madhu Lime wrote in 1967, sir. 1967, March the 13th. He had said, he had mentioned 5 points which are still relevant now. If this House adopts those 5 points mentioned by Madhu Lime, the chair will become very strong. One of the points of Madhu Lime was, let the Speaker of this August House be above all political parties. The Speaker should resign from political parties. And in the next election, no political party should put a kind against the Speaker. And the Speaker should be given a pension for lifelong. These 5 are important points which I feel right now in the present democracy of ours has to be adopted. The third important points are about why is it that in these 60 years of our existence, the respect for parliament is there, but the respect for parliamentarians is not there. It is not there because we don't deserve it. It is not there because we have not risen up to the occasion. Day in, day out, if we disrupt this house, how can we expect the people of India to grant us respect? Sir, the word parliament comes from the French word parler, which means to speak. And what we are doing, we don't speak over here. We don't discuss and debate the burning issues of the common man. But what we do, we go to TV studios and discuss and debate over there. This is how the respect we are paying to this great august house. Sir, if this destroying and destruction of decorum and dignity of parliament continues, sir, let me point out to you that in our country right now, 1/3 of our districts are in the throes of insurgency. If we don't rise up and protect the decorum dignity of the house, these anti-democratic forces will get strengthened more. It is high time that we restore the dignity and decorum of this august house. We say parliament is sovereign. No, sir, I say parliament is not sovereign. Parliamentary sovereignty is only in books. It's not in reality. Our sovereignty has been taken away by the courts. Our sovereignty has been taken away by our wrong behavior. The three separation of power, legislative, executive, judiciary. The legislature is at the weakest now. The executive has never been so weak. Why is it this is happening? It is happening because introspection has to be done. The last point which I want to come to you, sir, that let us rededicate. To make parliament sovereign, we must have our own agenda, not the agenda that is being imposed on us by those forces who are not accountable to people. They are only accountable to their bank accounts. Let parliament put their own agenda. Let us ensure that our agenda is debated. That is the people's agenda. That is what the people have sent us over here, sir. If parliament does not change it, sir, I am forced to say that this house will become an old schoolboy network. This house will become a house of oligarchs. This house will become a house wherein Muslim voices will never be heard. This is the challenge to this democracy. If we don't rise up, this parliamentary democracy can become Sifocracy, sir. This is a challenge to all the members, including me. I am a pessimist. I don't know whether I will prove, I hope I am proven wrong. But in conclusion, I like to say that please ensure that Muslim voices are heard. Muslims get elected and come over here. If that is not the case, a day will come when we will lose the faith in the system. That will be wrong for our democracy, because we still have an immense confidence, and it is for those parties who talk day in, day out. I am tired of being a coolie of secularism. I do not want to carry the baggage of secularism. For God's sake, in the garb of secularism, don't destroy our chances of coming to August House. Thank you, sir.